Hey everyone, it's Sunny. So I've been meaning to do this iconic blonde for ever, I think forever. It's Jane Fonda as Barbarella in the 68 or 69 film by Roger Vadim. She was married to him, and it is one of my most favorite iconic blonde looks ever. It kind of encompasses a lot of the 1960s bombshell elements. I mean, it's big hair, it's lashes, it's liner. It's kind of everything that Brigitte Bardot was doing, Jane Fonda was doing, loads of people of the era were doing. So I absolutely love the look, and it still influences kind of looks today, to this day, to like ad campaigns and stuff. So it's, you know, an iconic look. I'm going to show you in the end of, because I'm going to curl my hair, put it into pin curls, do the makeup tutorial, undo it and stuff. I'm not going to do really a hair tutorial as such, but you'll kind of see me do a little bit of it. I'm not 100% happy with the hair. I think it should have been even bigger, but you know, it'll do for these purposes. So I'm going to show you a lot of 60s tips and tricks along the way as well, on little things they did to make their eyes a bit bigger or stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started. My hair is looking pretty great right now. I'm going to start with the Bioderma Sebium Pore Refiner. This gives you an amazing canvas to work with, and I love this for kind of combination to oily skins. Also already applying my NARS Pro Prime. Just going to do all the primers in one go. And under the eye as well. For a kind of a vintage feel, if you want a 50s or 60s type feel to your makeup, use a matte foundation. I'm going to use my favorite, which is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. Now, I am out of the 30, so I have a 35 and a 25 here. I'm going to start with the 35, and if I need to lighten certain areas, because I'm usually a 30, we'll just do that. And I put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to dot it around. And then I'm using my current favorite foundation brush. This is actually meant to be for cream foundation. This is the Tom Ford O2 brush. And yeah, this is a little bit too dark for me. So I'll also show you a trick that I do. When you've got a foundation that's ever so slightly too dark, I'll show you a trick on how to easily correct it. So I've put a little bit of the shade that's a little bit too light for me on the back of my hand, and I'm just using an old foundation brush. Doesn't matter what it is. This is actually Ruby and Millie. They don't even exist anymore. I used to love that brand. And I put it just on my jawline. And this is essentially also reverse contouring. So my cheekbone, because this part is light, darker, and this part is now lighter, it's actually giving me a bit more of a cheekbone, but it's also blending this and this together. And I'm also putting a little bit of the lighter shade just in the middle of my forehead and down my nose. And then I'm taking my same foundation brush and just blending that all in so it's completely seamless. You can use quite a light color, quite a bit lighter than your tone, to do this kind of color correction. Okay, so I'm having a spotty moment. So this is the Dermacolor palette in medium. I am a D7. And I'm going to cover up a couple of my spots. I'm starting with Illamasqua's Hollow Pigment, and this is a cream pigment. And as we already primed the eyes, I'm just going straight in for the eye makeup. And I'm using a MAC 217, and I'm going to blend that all the way to the crease. I'm then taking MAC Mylar. You could use vanilla, you could use anything kind of almost matte, but I don't like to use fully matte. And my MAC 227, and I am doing my brow bone. You could also, well, you can always use the 239 or anything like that. I just happen to have this at hand, and it's nice and clean, and it does cover a large area very quickly. So I'm going to go all the way to the inner corner and then do the whole brow bone. I'm then going to use MAC Copperplate. This is one of my favorite colors in the world ever. And then I am taking the 239 and I'm just patting this on my eyelid very gently. because you have a cream pigment underneath, it tends to stick very well, and it also intensifies the color. So just pat, pat, pat. I'm then taking Quarry, which is ever so slightly lighter and warmer, and I'm just going to blend the edges using that, and I'm using a clean 217. Now what you want to avoid is don't go too far down, so really stop before your eye droops down and just really blend the edge. And I'm taking a little bit of Scene that is a little bit colder and darker, and I'm using a lovely Louise Young, what is this brush called? LY38, one of my favorites. And I'm just going to do a bit of a crease, nothing too severe, just adding a shadow. And I'm going to be very light-handed about this. Okay, I think I'm going, I guess, about half of the way in. This brush is amazing for quite precise crease work. I just love it. It's so soft. We're going to do a double liner. I'm going to start off with the Charlotte Tilbury pencil, and this is the Rock and Khol. So this is the gel format. And I've got, you could have a pencil brush. I've got my Tom Ford number 15 brush at hand to smudge. So first we're going to do a smudge line, and then we're going to sharpen it and deepen it out. So just start smudging. You could use any kind of a pencil liner that's you know, that kind of gel consistency that you can just keep working with. Urban Decay Perversion is an amazing one. So once you've kind of done a little bit of the line, take your brush and start smudging it out before it has too much time to set. So you're kind of working in stages. And in the outer corner, I'm just going to start smudging it up. And it starts off very soft. We'll sharpen it up a little bit later. So I did a video a while back for a wing liner for hooded eyes. And because I've got hooded eyes, I need to do it for this because I want the wing visible. It's a 60s look after all. So I need to draw where I want the wing when I'm looking straight on. Because if I'm just doing this, I explain it all in the video, so have a look here, but basically this is just a trick. If you've got non-hooded lids, you just do a normal wing liner. So this is, I need to connect it to here for it to be visible. So what I do is I draw the dot, and then I'm just going to connect it down. I'm going to start filling it in, and we're going to smudge it a little bit towards the center. I'm going to smudge it up, of course, because it's a wing liner, but kind of towards the center. Pencil brush is perfectly fine for this as well. You don't need this, or quite a thick eyeliner brush. But again, keep checking so that when you're looking straight on, you can still see the wing. Then I'm going to take the Kat Von D, what is this, Tattoo Eyeliner, and I'm going to go really into the roots of the lashes. So work it in between the lashes. You've got to get that blackness right in there. And I go all the way to the inner corner as well. And just kind of get the depth in there. Now, if you want a really sharp corner to the line, do it with the liquid liner. I actually don't, so I'm going to keep the corner softer. For the lower lash line, I am going to keep using the Charlotte Tilbury pencil. I'm going to work the black color right into the roots, but I'm not going to the outer corner of the eye, nor am I going to go all the way to the inner corner. So in the inner corner, I'm going to open it up a little bit. So it goes a little bit lower than following the line of the eye. And then smudge again. You can pull it out a little bit if you want to. This is a really common 60s trick. And to kind of accentuate it, I'm going to take, this is the Benefit Highbrow, and I'm going to draw a little line, kind of, it starts off as a line and then it kind of rakes upwards and out, and I'm going to do that on the inner corner and outer corner and blend it. I'm just using a Sigma pencil brush to blend that out. Then I'm doing the inner rim of the eye. I could have used the Benefit Highbrow for this, but instead I am using Scandaleyes 005 Nude. It's just ever so slightly more natural. Not that this look is natural. I'm going to do mascara in the upper and lower lashes. I'm using Makiash Volume and Length. I've got a couple of extensions left, but I'm waiting for them to fall out. So right now I'm using mascara on them, and they're kind of starting to, because there isn't enough of them, they're starting to point in all directions. But we will be putting on fake lashes, so I don't care. For my fake lashes, I'm going to use Lash Pretty by Eyelure in LP3, and I'm going to put them on and I'll be right back. I do have a really old video on how to put on fake lashes, but I still do the same way, so you can link to it from here, because there's a lot to this video, so I don't want to make it way too long. Under my eyes, I'm going to use the Dermablend number 15 Opal. This is actually a foundation, but I love this for blemishes and any kind of concealing. It's just amazing, and it really stays put because, well, it's Dermablend with Vichy, I think. So just blend it all in under the eye. And I'm using the Sigma P84. It's an angled brush, and it's great for under the eyes. I'm powdering using MAC Studio Fix, and this is actually a foundation in itself, but since this is a 60s look, and like I said in the beginning, this is not about barely there skin makeup. It is, this is still a modern take on it, because obviously the textures were not around, and Makeup Forever's Matte Velvet does look amazing, but there is a good amount of makeup on the skin for sure. And I am using the Real Techniques blush brush. I'm actually going to use this for the blush as well. And for the blush, I'm going to use MAC Prism, and this is a very neutral blush. I'm more using it to contour my cheekbone. I will kind of take it all the way up to the temples as well. This works on so many skin tones, and it is just it's kind of like NARS Douceur, I guess. The no color color. I'm just using a Real Techniques contour brush and the Shu Uemura. I always forget the name. This is light beige. It's a matte highlighter. Because we're in the 60s, I don't want to use a shimmery highlighter, but I still want my cheekbones to stand out. So I'm using a matte highlighter. And also on the bridge of the nose. I'm going to do a little bit here as well. Before I do the lips, I'm going to do the eyebrows, because it's really bothering me not having my eyebrows done. So with a spoolie, I'm brushing my eyebrows down, and I'm using Illamasqua Motto and an angle brush. Illamasqua Motto has got to be one of my favorite ever inventions for eyebrows. Jane Fonda's eyebrows in the movie are quite rounded. Mine have more of an angle, but I'm not going to accentuate the angle. I'm just going to round it off. And once you have like the top of it filled in, then you can bring your brows back up and then see where you need to add a little bit more color. This is such an amazing brow color. It's so pigmented. And you can go super light-handed with it as well. So if you're very fair, it's also great for that. I'm going to line my lips with Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat. I'm going a little tiny bit over my lip line, and then I'm filling in. I'm using my square Tom Ford lip brush, and I'm using MAC Ravishing, which is a gorgeous peachy color. It doesn't get enough love in my opinion, and it's quite vintage. It's quite 60s. Okay, so I'm going to take the hair down now. I'm not going to make a completely different tutorial from it, so I'm just going to take all of these out, brush it out, back comb it, and I might fast forward this bit. Might have to go to the other room. I might just, I don't know what's going to happen with this bit, but you know, you'll see part of the hair process. So that's the finished look. The hair I'm not 100% happy with yet. I think it needed way more backcombing than this. But you know, it's kind of getting there. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!